Every time the window opens, we become Monitor FC. 7 days into the new year, and we still don't know who our wing-back replacement is going to be for this month. However, in today's reports, you guys, it seems like we are slowly looking to find that number one target. And today, I'm going to discuss the wing-back we're looking at from FC Barcelona, as today we made an inquiry. So I hope you guys enjoy. Smash the like button, and without wasting no more time, now over the past 2 days, reports from Mundo Deportivo and from Sport Spanish publications have stated that we are showing a lot more concrete interest right now over the availability of Sergino Dest. Right now, he is seen as an alternative to Luca Digne, and reports suggest that we have made an official inquiry to find out the availability of Sergino Dest. I mean, naturally, you can imagine that we're having so many informal talks right now. We're speaking to Digne's reps. We're now talking to Barcelona about Dest. We're speaking to clubs like Coventry, clubs like Lyon over the availability of our very own players as well too. So I'm hoping that all these talks and discussions lead to a move within the next 7 days. Now, what's interesting about the report that came out from Sport is that it suggests that the club feel that Barcelona are currently misusing Dest, and they see him as a smart market opportunity based on his age, his potential, and of course his very competitive fee, which is around 20 million euros. Reports have stated previously that Thomas Tuchel is definitely interested in his profile and feels like he can work with the player, but at this point in time, Barcelona have not received any concrete offers for the player, even though clubs like us, Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich are currently showing interest for him. Currently, Dest's contract does expire in 2025, and ideally, he doesn't want to leave Barcelona. He wants to remain there, he wants to fight for his place, and he wants to improve and impress Xavi. However, at the same time, reports do suggest that he also understands the opportunity to sign for us is a great one, and considering that his buddy and of course his international teammate Christian Pulisic is currently playing for us, it could be a very easy transition if he left Barcelona and signed for us, where we're proving to be one of the up-and-coming clubs right now. Great young players, great potential, and of course it's an amazing opportunity to play in the Premier League. Now at this point in time, it seems like Dest is really splitting opinions at Barcelona. Some feel like he is not seen as an essential player anymore. However, some scouts and figures at the club still believe that Dest can really come good with his potential. However, some damning reports have suggested that Xavi does not see him as his number one. And after his very poor performance against Bayern Munich in December, that hasn't really done him any favours when it comes to winning over Xavi. Now, he hasn't played in the past 6 games, and that's not because he lost his place, but it's because he's picked up Rona, and he had a slight abductor injury too, which meant he missed the past 6 games. However, in his absence, Barcelona have been using a back 3. They have been faring a bit better with that, and with Barcelona's very public financial issues. We've seen recently that Coutinho today is signed for Aston Villa on loan. He's on massive wages, and of course that takes off a big pressure from Barcelona, as at this point in time they are still having struggles, of course, registering their new signing Ferran Torres in Barcelona, and Dani Alves literally has just registered over these past few days. So Barcelona are still open to letting players leave, and as I'm saying, Dest's price is around 20 million euros, which is around 16.7 million, and for a competitive fee like this, does it make sense for the club to go for him, sign him, and see what happens? Now I need to get one quick plug out of the way first. Currently on the club's megastore, you guys, there are sale items available for 25% off. And with one item in particular, I've been getting a lot of compliments recently for wearing this, and now it's a perfect time for you to buy for yourselves. As you guys can see on screen, I have been wearing the black polo. For me, it's one of the best items currently. If you use code CFCSale25, now is the best time to cop the black polo for a significant reduction. Like I said, you guys, I'm here to hook you up, I'm here to help you out. But now let's get back to the video. Now let's move on to the scouting profile so we can assess the player in greater detail. I'm going to focus on the pros and cons in this game right now. Let's start with the pros first. Dest for me is in that cobble mode, in the sense that, you know, he was educated at Ajax, he's been educated during his football career to be able to be effective down both flanks, so he can play as a right back, left back, wing back down the right hand side and left hand side as well, and he can play further forward too. Now potentially in a more structured system like ours compared to Barcelona's, maybe Dest could prosper more. Now one of the key positives about Dest's game is that he understands when to time his overlapping run and his underlapping runs as well. You know, he's constantly looking to be an outlet down the flanks, constantly looking to make runs in behind to stretch seams, and with how we play and with how Tuchel wants his wing backs to offer that presence as well, you can definitely see how that would complement if he was to sign for us. He's also very technically accomplished in the final third, and I stress the word technically. You know, Dest has all the right skills that you need. He's very comfortable receiving the ball with the outside of his foot, and by receiving with the outside of his foot, it just opens up those passing angles that maybe less technically accomplished players just aren't able to do. So this means that in tight situations, he's very comfortable receiving under pressure. And one of the things about his stats is that he ranks very high for progressive carries and progressive dribbles. You know, Dest is a bomb down that flank. He's too fit when he dribbles. You know, from a standing position, he can accelerate away and skip past his man. And on top of that as well, just for raw pace as well, he can constantly accelerate past many players on top of that. And that's what makes him a very effective weapon to have down that right hand side. I definitely say his turn of pace and his dribbling skills are one of the best aspects of his game. He has excellent close control whilst running at full speeds. So on that note, he can definitely open some more dimensions down the flanks. Another underrated aspect about his game is that he does have decent striking technique. When you're playing as a wing back down the flanks, your angles on goal are a lot more acute. They're not as wide as before, so the fact that you can take accurate shots from very tight positions and angles can definitely open up more attacking solutions and possibilities for us. We do know that our wing backs have to be involved in the offensive phase, so that means that they have to take responsibility if they have the opportunity to shoot on goal. So right now, let's now look at some of the negatives behind his game. Now, I'm not really looking to use this against the player. Of course, he is very young, and the context is Barcelona play a very unique style. It's hard for most new signings of any level and any stature and any experience to fully acclimatise to the demands at Barcelona. However, there are definitely aspects in this game he has to improve on. One of those aspects, actually surprisingly, is his progressive passes. Now, of course, when it comes to just, you know, how he's opening up assist possibilities, all of Dest's great qualities, he doesn't get as many assists as he necessarily should. And I think that can come down to, you know, his poor passing options at times. A lot of times he can overdo things, he can over dribble, and by doing that, you just close off those easy passing angles, which of course makes the team moves a lot more effective. His crossing is definitely an aspect in this game that has to be improved upon. It's just not accurate enough at this point in time. It does hit the first man too much, or it's just not like a very nice cross for an attacking player to have to deal with. And I guess in the defensive phase, this is where he can definitely improve upon. Now, playing as a wing back in our system, I could see that being reduced in that sense because he has some great protection behind him. However, he is involved in the tackles. He does have a decent dual success rate, but I guess it's the tactical side to his game. A lot of times he's caught on the wrong side of the ball. And you know, you guys cast your minds back to like a young Kyle Walker who was constantly caught ball side all the time. Yes, he had a great engine and great physicality and great pace, but that can only help you out so many times. And I think that's hence why his clearances and his interceptions rank so low, because a lot of times he's just out of position, caught too far up. He doesn't always sense that danger too. He's more of an attack-minded player, and smart attacking players can definitely take advantage of the space left and behind Dest. A lot of times too, his tackling technique might not be as great. He might go to ground a bit too easily, but at the same time, I can also respect the fact that if you're playing in so many different systems and different roles in one season, that's definitely going to complicate things even more. And maybe potentially this is why the club feel like there is a market opportunity here, because working under Tuchel in our system, we could unlock aspects of his game and improve aspects in his deficiencies. I guess to end with things though, and you guys know what I'm probably about to say, I can't help but look at those comparisons with Livramento. For me, I'd say Livramento is a better player than Dest, but seeing how he's acclimatized to the Premier League too, in regards to how he plays in the final third, we've seen it with our own two eyes, you guys. He opens up so much more, but I think defensively, I think from a physicality point of view as well too, and with his use of passing, you know, his XA record for his assists too, is definitely a lot higher than Dest. I find it slightly ironic that back when Livramento was still in doubt about whether he'd stay or go, the argument for him was that, you know, Reece James is ahead of him and this is why Livramento wanted to leave. However, when it comes to new signings we're linked with, no one ever uses Reece James as that excuse anymore. And I do feel like, you know, to let Liver leave for nothing, to then have to go to the market to take a bit of a risk, a bit of a gamble on Dest to does have interesting aspects in this game, but also has some bad deficiencies in this game as well. And I guess we'd have to trust the club scouts who at times do get it right, but also have proven to be quite inconsistent as well with some of these transfer strategies. I definitely think he is a promising player, and I do think under Tuchel, with a more structured system, we could definitely get the best aspects out of the best parts in his game. And for a very affordable fee, if we can get this on loan, let's see what happens in this window, you guys. But on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. Later today, there is going to be a match preview for our game tomorrow against Chesterfield, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And on that note, I'm EFC, this is Blue Line CV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.